Welcome back. You're still on Joint Newsroom. My name is Sheila Sechi. Moving on, a tropical forest biologist, Dr. Bismark Ofosu-Bamfo, is calling for urgent collaboration between researchers and key stakeholders to tackle the growing threat climate change poses to Ghana's forest. At a Phenology Dataset dissemination workshop in Sunyani, he warned that without targeted data collection on how climate change is altering natural cycles, efforts to protect biodiversity and restore forest ecosystems could fail. Precious Semevo has more.
The tropical forest ecosystem remains an important source of food and medicinal resources for humans, wild and domestic animals, and a source of raw materials for buildings, among others. The supply of these materials is sourced from leaves, flowers, fruits, and other forest biomass. However, they are under threat from climate change, with limited data available for restoration plans. At a dissemination workshop in Sunyani on phenological data set for ecological forecasting, Dr. Bismark Ofosu-Bamfo, a tropical forest biologist at the University of Energy and Natural Resources, said they have monitored 186 species and 1,700 plants.
The main objective for the project is to document the events for flowering, fruiting, and leaf production in our forest. Because, for example, if we have some trees, maybe Odum, Militia, and others, people may be looking for seeds of those plants, right? From our data set, we could find the timing of those resources, fruiting or carrying. So we can then generate the data products that then will be useful for the forest resource managers. And our data set has that information.
Professor Dr. Raul Zurita Miller from the Department of Geoinformation Processing, University of Twente, Netherlands, said applying phenology data could also be useful for agriculture.
If you involve the people like today with this dissemination workshop, then we're getting in touch with stakeholders and they get to know the data. And the people that were curious and in the forest and monitoring the trees, they will understand better and they will see with their own eyes what is happening with nature. Farmers, they will understand how seasonality is changing and maybe prevent crop failure and understand better also the productivity, because if because of climate change the season gets shorter or longer, this will influence the yield, crop yield. And policymakers, I think they need to understand the importance of getting involved in society and scientists together, and they will understand that climate change is a reality.
Dr. Bismark Ofosu-Bamfo appealed for partnership with stakeholders to help mitigate the impacts of climate change on the natural environment.
My appeal will be to stakeholders like the Ghana Met Agency. Tracking phenology is one practical way of looking at the implications of climate change on our natural environment, and so it's important that they partner with research institutions like ours so we can do this in the long term.
And in other stories,